Welcome back to the Good Labs channel. Today's video is a video that I really wanted to make a while back because it is the most common mistake that I see with amateur golfers, and it is the pivot off the golf ball. So I'm gonna show right now exactly what I see, the two mistakes that people make. So the first one is going to be the reverse pivot, which is the weight moves into this, they go backwards, and they have no power, so they fall back the other direction. That's the first one, and they usually hit it fat or they chunk it. The next one is they slide outside this right leg, and once you slide out here, you have to recover and slide back. So there's a lot of movement in both of those pivots. Today I just want to cover how to make a good turn and load your weight properly, because someone like Tig, who's a lot shorter, he creates power by loading properly. He does not go like this and then try and fall backwards, because a lot of people out there I see doing that, this reverse pivoting where their weight's moving into this and then they're falling back. There's no power in that. Someone like Tig can kind of explain exactly how he creates so much power. But guys, what I'm like saying, when we say turn within a barrel, imagine there are two lines coming up here, okay? There's a line coming up here, and there's a line coming up here. On both sides, you cannot get outside that line. You basically are turning within it, like this. That's how you create a consistent bottoming out point too. If your weight's moving here and then you're trying to get back or this, it's gonna be hard to create consistent contact every time as well. Let's go look at Garrett and Tig and let's dive into what they're actually thinking and how they're loading their weight properly and pivoting. I wanna actually do this the first person with Bubby, because Bubby was someone that struggled with the second one that I see the most, which is sliding outside this right knee and getting the weight. You wanna keep the weight all inside here, inside this right knee, but Bubby used to do this. He's gotten over that, and since then he's played a lot better golf. But yeah, so he can kind of explain exactly what he's been working on to stop doing that.
All right, y'all, I'm just jumping into this video. I set him over here because of the sliding portion, which does make sense. When we first fixed my swing, for some reason, I always would sway and then try and get back to the ball, which if you're not perfectly timed, it's impossible.
Tiger used to do it when he was like younger. Not really sway, but he'd make a huge shift. But he moves so much, and you have to be an athlete to do that.
Because the person's swing I had in mind when I actually like kind of started doing that was like Hunter Mahan. You remember Hunter Mahan?
Yeah,
he kind of looked like he had a little sway and then back to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But anyways, it's a lot simpler. So what I focused on is I feel the weight get on the inside of my right foot, and as I take my backswing, if I feel the weight get to the outside part of my foot, instead of staying right here, I know I've lost it. Exactly. Either I stop the swing or just swing, and I know it's not going to be that good. So yeah, here, I'll hit one for you and show you.
It's all about that weight. It cannot get outside here. The weight, it has to stay inside this foot.
Yeah. So as I get set up to the ball, I just feel it right there, and you just look.
That is solid, Bubby.
I'm not that good, and I can do that.
Bubby has gotten so much better recently. He's just been putting, I mean, he actually doesn't put in a ton of work. He doesn't even practice that much, but just working on the correct things. When it's not good week, he doesn't even hit balls, but then when he does come out here, he starts working on the right stuff, and it's not always about how much you practice, but what you practice.
Take advantage of being able to change up the little things that isn't a major swing change. I can change that weight part right there, and it's not a huge swing change. It's gonna take me weeks to get used to. That's something you can implement immediately into your game.
Exactly.
And I think that's like what you're trying to say is like, yeah, I don't practice a whole lot, but just changing that weight, it's not a swing change. I'm used to it right away, and then you just go do it. Yeah.
Good job, Bubby. The cleanest pivot out of everybody in Good would probably be Garrett. Just like repeatability wise, just pivot off the ball. He has a really natural pivot. Obviously, Tiger Woods probably has the most natural pivot I've ever seen, but Garrett is, I mean, it's a really good pivot. It's super simple.
Guys, this good week for me personally has been a little bit of a struggle with my golf game, because Grant was talking to me about it. He's like, I'm trying to take my game to the next level. I'm playing pretty decent. I've been playing pretty decent, but I'm trying to switch my swing up in ways that I haven't ever tried to do for all 7-8 years of me playing golf. I don't know if my swing's changed at all on this good week, but I guess we're about to see.
Recently, Garrett, he was working with Luke Kwan a little bit on his swing. He really wanted, Luke was trying to get Garrett on the downswing to stop moving as much this way and basically just open up more, which is the same idea that we are talking about today, guys. That's staying within these two lines here and not getting outside this way, but more rotational that way. Notice, guys, that face-on view, you're not gonna see much movement in the head. It's not gonna push this way and back this way. It's going to turn within that circle. And I mean, that can help you guys out so much and just simplify things. I wanna make it really easy for you and not have all these complications. Just turn in a circle, this way to this way. Nice, that was really good. Last person we're gonna look at is Tig here. And this one is really cool because obviously we all know Tig's a little, okay, I'm not gonna say.
I'm small. Yeah. Okay, he did want to say it, but I'm small.
Tig, he's just a little bit shorter than the rest, and that's not an issue. Tig is obviously the longest in Good Good. One of the longer guys on tour would be Rory McIlroy, and you guys are the same exact height.
Yeah.
Which is really crazy that you guys are both able to create so much power. Obviously, Tig is very strong as well, and able to move some weight around, so.
I think it's less about being strong. Obviously, being strong helps, but I think technique is probably more important. Learning to use the ground and leverage the ground is how you can create speed. We've talked about that in some past videos, but that's kind of the way that I think about it is even though I'm a little bit shorter, I can still create speed by technique and using the ground.
Right, so what are you feeling on your irons when you turn off the ball and just pivot?
My thought process is like, you know, Grant was talking about not getting the weight on you, like letting your weight go too far back. Mine is simply keeping the weight right on the inside of my foot. So I basically just focus on keeping it right there, and if I focus right there, it won't allow me to get my weight too far out. And if I keep it right there, it allows me to turn.
Yeah, that's good. It's a funny thing, guys. It's a fine line between going reverse pivoting too much this way and sliding a little too much. There's a happy medium. You gotta be able to turn within it. Imagine you're trying to start like a lawnmower and you're just trying to pull it this way. Within that, that's kind of the feeling, and that stretch there is what you really want to feel right in here, a stretch.
I've never heard that one. Starting a lawnmower, getting in your golf stance like that.
Yeah,
you just feel the stretch. I like the way that stretch feels. That's good.
When I start swinging bad, I'll watch like a video and I'll see that on my takeaway, like I have my head dips a lot, my head kind of goes forward and everything kind of goes down, down, down. And then once I get to the top, if I'm already down there, the only way is for me to obviously come back up, but then my club is gonna be working away from me. So like that stretch is really like a feeling that I try to practice a lot, of just feeling like I'm really staying tall on my backswing, and allows me to have room to actually go down and you know, finish properly. Making sure I'm keeping that weight just on the inside there, not letting it go forward, but also just keeping it there so it doesn't go back behind me. Yeah, I feel like that's about as good as it gets for me right there. Super compact, not a lot of like things happening on my backswing. Just trying to stay really stable, and then on the way down, really just fire through the ball. Creates this nice solid strike.
Guys, hopefully you did enjoy that video. I really wanted to make this because those are the two mistakes when I look at golf swings I see the most, is an incorrect pivot. So if that can help you guys out a little bit, just imagining those two lines, that's my biggest checkpoint from the day, is imagining those two lines going up on both sides of your body so you're not getting outside of them. It will help you guys become so much more consistent ball striking, everything, every part of your game. So if you guys did enjoy that, hit that like button. Until next time, guys, peace out.